Pixelgod+SQUAD is all Pixelgod+SQUAD.
Watch on now, yo, hey. I am the kind of person who never give up.
Good morning. I'm back again. It's good to see you, my friends. All right. We're going to travel over to the UK for this one. And more of Putin's gangster nonsense, man. He's really putting pressure on the UK. And what I found out last night, I did more research. Man, this has been going on for months. It's 2025. Come on. Come on. All right. I'm going to hop over here to this news channel, let them fill you in on the situation. Then I'll come back and get my little 2 cents.
Good evening. I cannot believe the amount of guff we've just been served up by our Defence Secretary today. Yesterday, Vladimir Putin sailed a Russian warship through the English Channel, unchallenged, escorting banned oil tankers. Now, here's the government statement from the 25th of March, where Starmer said that the British military will be able to board shadow fleet Russian vessels in UK waters. Well, that didn't happen. A British naval vessel just followed behind it, apparently. The Daily Telegraph puts up more of a defence than Starmer's navy.
We're in the middle of the channel, and this is a sanctioned Russian vessel. Her name's the Universal. She's travelled from Russia. She's currently sailing with an escort, a frigate, the Admiral Grogovich. Now behind them is the RFA Tide Force. She's a Royal Fleet Auxiliary tanker that's been following these vessels as they make their way through the channel.
Today, the Defence Secretary John Healey came out and said this.
I would just suggest to you, if the action we've already taken, the action that the Prime Minister has indicated we're ready to take in addition, is making Russia reroute its shadow ships, as it has, or escort its shadow ships with its own warships, then the stance, the military posture, the determined work that we've done, particularly with Jeff allied nations, is having an impact and making it harder for Putin to pursue his illegal oil revenues.
What a load of absolute gobblers. What it really showed.
This guy has been running ships through for months. And then you tell your military, hey, you can go board the ships. They're sanctioned. You can seize their oil. Yeah, you just keep watching it happen.
John, is that Putin has absolutely had your pants down. The Foreign Secretary, Yvette Cooper, clearly doesn't have a clue about why we didn't stop this Russian ship.
I thought Sir Keir had said that these vessels would be seized. How many have been seized, and why was that allowed to happen?
I'm not going to comment on the detail of operations. What I can tell you is that we have given permission now for action to be taken against the Russian shadow fleet.
What the hell? How is it your job to stop these ships? You stopped none. Come on. Like, take your job more seriously, man. Come on.
You know, on that, just wait until what I'm about to tell you in a minute, but it gets worse. Healey, freshly back from sunning himself in the south of France as World War III threatened to erupt, revealed that Russian spies subs
he's been on vacation, living good.
Had been in British waters for over a month, spying on our underwater cables.
The last few weeks, while the eyes of many were trained on the Middle East, the UK, in partnership with Norway and other allies, have responded to increased Russian activity in the Atlantic north of the UK. And to President Putin I say, we see you, we see your activity over our cables and our pipelines, and you should know that any attempt to damage them will not be tolerated and will have serious consequences.
It won't be tolerated, will it? What did we actually do about it?
I can confirm that I deployed our armed forces to track and to deter any malign activity by these vessels. A Royal Navy warship and Royal Aircraft P8 aircraft, Royal Air Force P8 aircraft alongside allies, ensured that the Russian submarines were monitored.
¿Ha tenido un accidente? Comuníquese con las oficinas legales de Brandon J. Broderick. Con un...
Oh, we followed them all the way. Right, the MOD put out this post saying that the Russians have now retreated. In fact, that's John Healy's Twitter there. It's the bottom line, which is underneath the strap that we've got there. It says the Russians have now retreated. Right, okay, there you go. They've retreated, have they? All right. Well, I'll tell you what, last night, a bloke broke into my house. Don't worry, I followed him as he had a good look around my living room. I was right behind him as he rummaged through my bedroom drawers, and then I watched him as he retreated out the front door with all my stuff and got into his car and drove off. And to make matters even worse, the Ministry of Defence then put this post out. They wanted to show us the location of...
This guy's funny. He's not having it. This guy's not going for the bullshit. He knows they're just serving up word salads, and yeah, he's not having it.
The Russian bases, trying to prove that they're right on top of this issue. The only problem is they've put the bases in the wrong place. They've got the location wrong, and you should be able to see it here on this picture. So the one on the right is where the Russian base is, and the one on the left is where the Defence Secretary thinks it is. Okay. And now they're trying to say that the reason we couldn't mobilise more Navy ships to the Gulf is because they were monitoring the Russians. Does anyone believe that? Seriously. This is the best bit for me, though. This is the best bit. This was John Healy's message to Vladimir Putin.
President Putin, I say, we see you. We see your activity over our cables and our pipelines.
We can all see him, John. He sails a warship down the middle of the English Channel. You can see it with the naked eye from the White Cliffs of Dover. Would anyone even notice if John Healy just went back to France and stayed there? And some breaking news in the last few minutes that makes this even worse. The Daily Telegraph is tonight reporting that the Royal Navy has not seized any sanctioned Russian tankers because the government thinks that it could break international law. Lord Hermer, the Attorney General, has apparently given legal advice about how the ships could be tackled in British territorial waters to prevent the flow of sanctioned oil to Russia's allies. And under his advice, ships can be boarded by special forces and officers from the National Crime Agency, but no such operations have taken place because of concerns about breaching international maritime law, which sets a high legal bar for a state to board a foreign vessel.
It was nothing special. It was just a little get-together. It was under control.
Using the internet without AV.
Alright, this is one of the reasons I like news from the UK. Because most of the time they're not here they're not here for the BS. And this guy's rant says it clearly. He's not hearing it.
VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash.
Alright, that's another commercial. But yeah, it's not going good over there, man. Best of luck to the UK. I know yikes. I know you don't want to start like a war with Russia when they're already basically saying you can get it whenever they decide. So I understand them not wanting anything to spark off, but kind of have to, once you say that, hey, we can board your vessels, we can stop you because they're already sanctioned. Once it gets to that point, well, we have to take action. You just can't sit back and let the guy do whatever he wants, because now your words mean nothing. So hopefully our friends over in the UK can get this figured out. I mean, they have a Congress just like we do, right? Or what's it called over there? Not sure. But Parliament, right? So hopefully we get that figured out. They get that figured out. And yeah, I don't know. From their original response, I do not see this ending well. I just don't. Putin has the upper hand, which is why he's doing what he's doing. He's going to keep sending ships. I mean, if you've been doing it for months already, shit, that's part of your income now. Who's going to stop? I mean, I've been doing it for half a year and with no repercussions. Now I'm calculating that into my income. Why? Because you're not going to do anything about it. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much where we stand. And I think the citizens are fed up with it. Just like we're fed up here with a lot of things that are going on. So, I don't know. 2026 might be the year of the citizen. The citizens got to stand up and say something. Do something, man. Because our countries are, yikes. I don't think they're on the right path right now. But that's it for this one. It's just a quick update on Gangsta Putin. He's probably the... And yes, I know he's a dictator. Somebody in the comments on the last one. Putin is a dictator. Of course he is. We have a dictator here right now. A guy that doesn't abide by the Constitution. So what else can you call it? But yeah, this'll pass. And yeah, I'm interested in seeing how this plays out. The UK is being polite. And yeah, there are some situations where it's probably better not be polite. That'll be taken as a weakness. I think this is one. But jump in the comments. Let me know what you think, especially if you're from the UK. If you're from the UK, please jump in the comments and let me know what's going on. Can you really see these destroyers off your coast? Like, I would love to know that. So, until the next one, that's it for today. Love you guys. I'm out.